galera, estamos começando mais um episódio da série Divinity Original Sin 2, né? Definitive Edition. Vamos lá. No episódio passado a gente chegou naquele acampamento dos caçadores, né? Tem explorado ali pelos brejos vazios, eu acho. Encontramos essa caverna aqui, vamos dar uma olhada aqui.
Hey you! Let me see what you've got under there. Go on, show me your birthday. Ha! Here today, gone tomorrow.
An illusion.
Life's a dream.
This fellow must be quite proud of himself.
Ha! Clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome here? You...
Pathetic boy.
Careful. I've spotted a trap. Careful. I've spotted a trap.
It's a riddle, isn't it? A conundrum. What's it? You'll have to... I thought you looked clueless, all right? thing is, it's about the letter. Yeah, sure. Hope you don't die. Well, nice to meet. What do you want? Well, it takes one to know one, mate. But it's a riddle, isn't it? And I thought, yeah. Well, nice to meet.
And you thought Rivellon was flat? You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
You come to find, you come to search, but you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompnoy must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. Fate has been unkind to Trompnoy. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your... Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is either you're very good at guessing or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out. Listen closely. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Trompnoy told you the answers, is that it? Is he hoping you'll... It doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go freely.
Open your eyes. Time to die.
sense something nearby.
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up your arm. Your mind itches. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear. It tells you to slip the ring onto your finger.
The ring just got tighter. A lot tighter. Something isn't right. The ring's gone, but not its curse. That's plenty.
Pera aí, eu vou ter que...
He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle ready. He thumbs the edge of a blade. It draws blood. He grins.
The blade is thirsty.
Blessings be. What can I do for you, honored one?
So close your sweet eyes and rest on me head.
Gareth, north of here, nothing. Walk. Please, Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Screams.
Blessings be. What can I do for you, honored one?
Please come back.
The birds are asleep.
Gareth, north of nothing and walk ever.
The seven watch o'er us.
Sir Gareth,
We're safe and fed.
did you find any sign of him?
So close your sweet eyes and rest on me head.
You gave me a fright sneaking up like that. How can I help you? Goodbye.
It hurts.
Focus on... I'm trying to keep these wounded calm.
Why, Lucian's not. Stop fidgeting, lad.
Claude, can you hear me?
Why, Lucian's not. Stop fidgeting, lad.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
Leave me be. You healed me. How did you? Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw, those Magisters are gonna pay in blood.
If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment.
He's cheated death. Thank you, stranger.
The birds are asleep. The sky. The seven watch o'er us. We're safe and fed. So close your sweet eyes and rest on me head.
become something. It hums within a source. You made it all this way. I'm sorry.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there. And I can't leave. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason. Really? You...
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands.
Thank you.
The tears flow.
I'm...
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all, the vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Brachus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life that used to be? This jar glitters and glows. From within you think you can make out the distant sound of laughter. With a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who the door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Brachus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut. A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating a faint odor of seaweed and timber. When you touch the glass, you emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, the vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. In the end, greed masters you. You seek out the tyrant's vault to retrieve your soul, but thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul. And the vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force. The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one. The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting as you roam. The human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Brachus Rex. He promises power, for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. Then your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small...
No.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a wind. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Bracca's wreck. The scene twists again. Now Bracca stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. You feel a jolt, and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing.
Tá. Como não sei ainda. Como não sei ainda para que exatamente serve cada um desses. Quer dizer, o de Gratiana eu vou passar com ela depois, né?
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms, unable to resist.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place? Quercus, where are we? No leaves, no trees, no soil. This is horrific!
A wave-thin elf peers at you from over an imperious hooked nose. Deep darkness circles both his eyes. Disdain etches his face into a sneer.
Ah, you're here. You know me, do you not? Yes, you know me from within. From a memory of a memory of a memory. For I am Tir Cendelius, god of the elves, god of you. Tell me, what have you done in order to make it this far? How have you failed? Can't you name your misdeeds? Are you afraid to look them head on? Ha! Thus speak the most heinous offenders of us all. But there must be more. You are my champion after all. I saved you from the darkened seas, where you would have been lost and forgotten forevermore. I need to know how badly I've chosen, before we proceed. Why, everything, of course. You don't know the most of a person until you've seen the worst of them. But wait, there's an easier way.
Tir Cendelius steps forward, seizes your arm with surprising strength, and bites a chunk of flesh from your forearm. His face is thoughtful as he chews your flesh, savors it, and slowly...
I was wrong about you. I chose well. You are my Godwoken. You will ascend. You will save us all. Let me show you.
Suddenly, a great energy enters the crown of your head and melts downwards, infusing every inch of you with a feeling of great power.
I blessed the very water beneath your feet. Now you may wield that power for yourself. With these powers, you will have a choice. You can help our people, or you can dash them to ruin. I will ask much of you in time, but for now, you have a simple goal. Escape the Watch. You are supremely important. More so than any loved one, any companion. Do not forget that. Good. Listen closely to what the other gods have sought their champions too. If they succeed, Our very existence...
He gestures dismissively over the great battle below, where God assaults God in ceaseless violence.
Fools cause great wars, and great people must follow them into the muck. That is where we find ourselves now, fighting for a place upon a throne. I have seen the very soul of you. I believe...
Branches, we've returned. Every second we spent in that hellish place was a second the great acorn drew. Interesting? You know what's interesting? Watching an entire world be strangled by the roots of doom. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, as interesting as that cold hellscape might have been, it does not solve our problem. We are here to... It's already helping. The fate of the world depends on our ability to research We need to travel across the land, gathering clues, experimenting with different magics. Of course, for us to do that, we must avoid being eaten by the servants of the Great Acorn. And that is where our big, foolhardy shield comes in. Grand Nut! It's the Great Acorn! Quackus! Quackus! No! I am not going to share our... Very well. I cannot give it magic, but I can.
The squirrel reaches out, touching your foot with a delicate paw, and you feel your mind...
There. Maybe now your pet will have a fighting chance.
If I had a forge, I could do something. Maybe. Most of this is scrap.
He looks up from his work and grins.
Help you?
Blessings be. What can I do for you, honored one?
The birds are asleep.
He's come back.
In the sky. The seven watch o'er us. You're safe in bed.
Make us dance.
So close your sweet eyes.
She stops dead as you pull the jar out of your backpack. Her voice...
You entered the vault. You... Please, give that to me. Give it to me now. It matters not. All that matters is that you give it to me. No. Stop. Wait.
She reaches up and tears off her mask, revealing a wet skull, stained by centuries. You stare into the empty eye sockets of the...
I have waited centuries, watching lives come and go, while my soul lies locked in a cage. Craven wretch, do you...
Wished bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
Duggan stands...
There, lass. Don't you worry.
Duggan stands over Leia, singing softly as...
There, lass.
Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
You gave me a fright sneaking up like that. How can I help you? Goodbye.
Gareth, please come back. Please, return the jar to me. You must.
She reaches green. You see a green glowing light.
By Armadia, I feel wet. Oh, goddess, I can feel your tears upon my face. I suppose you deserve to know. Before I knew Armadius, but more than his lover, I was his partner. I discovered his power to feed on the source of others, and I allowed it to... No, I made it happen. As his strength grew, so too did mine. There is nothing but power changes a man, as he changes his nation. Brachus grew paranoid, angry, murderous. I gave him more and more, trying to win him back to me. I offered him that the lands outside were once green and beautiful, until I came, until I turned them over to him. Now all's poison, and the dead are restless. There would be justice in that. I found this shrine while hunting a band of wizards. I found the goddess weeping for her children, and I wept too. You may be skeptical as you wish, but through Armadia I saw my sins, and I could bear it no longer. I threw myself from the cliff at the entrance. I tried to He brought me back from the Hall of Echoes, locked my soul away, and demanded my obedience. Only when 2 source hunters ended his curse was I free. Since then, I have returned here and spent centuries trying to heal the pain I've caused.
She drops the now empty soul jar to the ground, smashing it to pieces with her foot.
You have my thanks, brother. Thank you for your wisdom. You don't understand. You couldn't understand. Please, I need it. Please give... Hiding.
She reaches up and tears off her mask, revealing a wet skull.
You dare speak to me of hiding? I have waited centuries, watching I have been patient enough. Return to me what is mine. Return my soul, you insolent pup! No!
She dives forward, hands outstretched, but the urn slips through her fingers as it strikes.
No! No, no, no!
Holding her head in her hands, her bones start to fall to the ground, one by one, where they slowly melt to dust. Eventually,
Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
The birds are asleep. The moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us. You're safe. So close your sweet eyes.
Oh, you gave me a fright sneaking up like that. How can I help you? Goodbye.
If this is all we have, we're done for.
he looks up from his work and grins.
Help you? Most of this is scrap. More junk. Martha's axe looks serviceable.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
In an instant. My wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. Thank you. The Magister flagship. It has ballastay that tore our ship into kindling. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I...
He shudders at the...
They turn the living into shriekers. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life.
Make sure all of them cheat death today. We are fortunate indeed to have you.
You've healed us. All of us. I owe you a debt. We all do. The Magisters attacked our camp back at the harbour. I caught one of their arrows right in my side. That would have been a slow death. I've seen it before.
He lands a comradely slap on your back.
Don't you doubt it. This old war serpent's still got some fight left in him. Especially now that...
They're gonna be all right. Thank you.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
I feel better.
He looks up from his work and grins.
Help you?
Oh, you gave me a fright sneaking up like that. How can I help you? Goodbye.
You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today. Magisters, of course. The Seekers came. They've heard the Shriekers shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. Have you never heard of them? They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep, but Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield, or hers to crush, as you wish. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also... Your chant has no meaning, for you know not of whom you speak. So let us sweep away such ill... Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple. But she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I was like you once. A lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. My home is here now. This is where I found solace. It is the laboratory of a lunatic. A place removed from mercy, and there are ruins in the marshes. But his is not a treasure of gold, ruby, and sapphire. It is a treasure of death. Weapons and vile. The nights here are long and lonely. But I often listen to my mistress Gratiana speak of days long gone. The heydays of Brachus Rex. Haunted quagmires is what they are, and what is mired in them is madness. Brachus Rex. He went too far. Source may Amadia curse his soul.
The menacing skeletal guardian looks at you wearily.
So you dare defy the will of Brachus Rex, prepare to die, and so on and so forth. Let's get this over with. I was a loyal servant of the Source King. I carry out... Now, can we get down to the fighting? I was enjoying a lovely dirt nap before you helped those heretical pigs. It is not my place to question Brachus Rex's will. Besides, there are far worse fates Brachus Rex could have visited upon you. This island itself is proof enough of that.
She moans impatiently.
One did not make a deal with Brachus Rex. One simply carried out his will, lest his curse be unleashed on you. Who is to say? Could any curse be more grave? Now, let's get down to business.
as a trap.
Beleza, galera, vamos ficando por aqui com esse episódio. Se gostou, deixa o like, compartilha aí. Valeu!